Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a very quick and easy video on Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah, and here's the bottom line. It's not really a canyon at all. In fact, it's just these giant amphitheaters that are kind of carved out via weather and erosion of this plateau, and you go to Bryce Canyon to see the Hoodoos, which is a very specific geological formation, and it's also a very fun word to say. Hoodoos? Like, what's a hoodoo? It will only cost you $30 for a 7-day pass, so it's very similar to Arches National Park in that respect. There's lots to do there. There's hiking, there's horseback riding, there's some overnight hikes if you want to go down that route. There is also a scenic drive where you can get a viewpoint of all the different parts of Bryce Canyon, 13 different viewpoints to be exact, but we really compel you to get out of the car and park and at least walk down into the canyon to fully appreciate it. It's just super cool. Overall, it's a very unique park, almost as unique as Arches National Park, and even though it's in the middle of nowhere, you should go check it out. Okay, have you ever seen one of those ant farms or like an ant colony in one of the glass cases, you know, like a cross section, and you see all these tunnels that crisscross and wind everywhere and there's all these little ants scrambling around? That's kind of how we felt in Bryce Canyon. I mean, everything seems like it was formed by some giant child that just learned how to do a drip castle with sand. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but you know when you take wet sand at the beach and you hold it up and it drips and it makes these kind of impossible formations that eventually when the water dries out, it's like these towers that looks like, I don't know, like it was made by Play-Doh or something, but that's essentially what you have all through Bryce Canyon. Those are the hoodoos, and it's just such a fun word to say when you're walking and like, my gosh, look at that hoodoo, and that hoodoo is super impressive. They're just hoodoos everywhere. We only had a single day for this park, and normally we'd recommend spending more than one day at a park, especially a park like this. But since we only had a single day, the hike we're going to show you in this video is very short. It's called the Navajo Loop. It's 1.3 miles. Should only take you 1 to 2 hours, to be honest. On this trail, you'll get to see Wall Street, which is not like a street with buildings where they trade securities. In fact, it's just a little pathway that has giant walls. It's a canyon essentially, but it's pretty neat because you feel like, again, like you're a little insect in a colony. And another thing on the Navajo Loop is the 2 bridges. It's just some rock that's horizontal that was clearly more resistant to erosion and weather. It's probably worth mentioning that the air at Bryce Canyon National Park is extremely clean. I also found it extremely dry, and I really needed chapstick, but it's very clean, meaning that you can see for hundreds and hundreds of miles. And also on that note, it's one of the few dark sky places in America. It has a really high rating. I think it was like rating of 7 out of 10, meaning you can see thousands of stars with the naked eye. So if you're gonna stay overnight, make sure you get some stargazing planned. Bryce Canyon's a really great place to see an example of the Grand Staircase. If you don't know what the Grand Staircase is, it's the different layers of sedimentary rock that are now exposed, but over the ages, how they had formed. It includes Bryce Canyon, the Grand Canyon, Zion, and it stretches for hundreds of miles, and I believe hundreds, maybe if not thousands of feet, and you can really understand how they find so many dinosaurs out here. The last thing that we want to tell you is that the hike we've shown you today, even though it is short, 1.3 miles, should only take you a couple hours, it is very steep to get down into the canyon and to come back up. We searched everywhere for the escalator and we just could not find it. So make sure you have some sort of fitness before you embark on even the shortest of hikes at Bryce Canyon. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Go ahead and take your mouse or whatever pet you have nearby and click the thumbs up, like button on the video. Make sure you're a subscriber if you're not. We are going to do a couple more national park videos. We're saving our favorite for last. And then after this, we'll get back to other sorts of travel videos, depending on where we're allowed to travel to and all those sorts of things. So that's all. Okay, bye.